Casey Stern in for EJ. He is with his wife Cheryl, who is being honored for her great work over the years in the fight against sex trafficking. So congratulations to Cheryl.
Yes.
Speaking of congrats.
Let me get this off the floor.
Really?
Yeah. Those are our ratings.
Okay. Oh, is that? I thought that was your cupcakes.
Way to get him,
That's
Casey.
one. That's one.
Yeah, man, 1-1.
I ain't talking to you.
Hey, that's 1-1.
Kenny already told me not to ask you anything. So.
No, I told you the rule for you was just don't say much.
All right. It's on there. Happy belated birthday,
Thank you.
Jack. Happy birthday, Chet.
Hey, I was watching when they surprised you with your mom the other night. Yep. That was really cool. You know I love Miss Lucille.
Jenny.
And happy birthday, Kenny to Jenny. Give me a hug for your birthday.
All right, you got hugs for birthday?
Yeah.
Because I was like, you and Charles, I didn't know, Charles, I couldn't tell who's who when they black suits.
I'm pretty sure
I
it's
didn't know if I
obvious.
was going to a funeral or I was going to the mall.
We gonna hug it out?
Coming in. I don't know.
We're going to hug it out?
I don't know.
Give me a hug.
Go ahead, hug it out.
I knew it. I knew
Hey, Shaq, we don't have that long
I know.
for you to spank him.
It's only a 15-minute show. You gave me a minute.
How old are you, Kenny?
Oh, 53, brother.
Look awesome,
Okay.
brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Look awesome.
Charles, you want to help me work on my resume after that? No.
Oh, dude, this is the bottom for you.
Shaq, man. Why did I even get up and do that?
I don't know.
Yeah, let's take a look. This is your reaction with your mom coming out with the cake.
He surprised him with his mom. They had told
that's
us.
wonderful.
Listen,
How
Charles,
cool was that?
Listen, Charles knows my mother very well. She don't play. Like I do a lot of crazy stuff, but not around her. She don't really like a lot of the stuff.
A lot of the
so,
antics.
Yeah, she don't really like it.
As soon as you
Yeah. So I was like,
Hey, Mom.
yeah.
That was really nice for TNT.
Love you, mommy.
So she wouldn't approve of you smacking Kenny's.
No, never.
All right, let's go to our Auto Trader player comparison as we take a look at a new change for the T-Wolves and an addition and a reunion. Derrick Rose back on board with Tibbs. You look at the games with the Bulls and with the Wolves. Jed, I'll start with you. How about Rose as an addition? Does he fit?
Well, I think, of course, he fits it because he knows the style. He's played with, those guys before. He's going to be a backup. He's a quality backup. If you're looking for him to be the MVP, no. And Tibbs isn't looking for him to be that. They're looking for him to be a quality backup, keep the ship rolling while he's in that second unit. And he can do that. I think it's still at this stage in his career, he's able to do that.
He may play tonight. He is dressed, as you can see. Chuck, what does Rose do for the Wolves, especially without Butler there?
Go on, say it, Chuck.
You don't think he's a good quality backup? You need that in here.
Go on, say it, Chuck.
Listen, man.
You need quality.
I like
saying,
Derrick. Listen, man. I like Derrick Rose a lot as a person. That's all I'm gonna say.
You need quality backup.
Listen,
When
okay.
we were fortunate to win the championship, Sam Cassell was the quality backup. Really was the starter.
No, stop it. Stop it. You
listen.
can't compare him to Sam Cassell.
First of all, you can't.
He's a quality backup.
He was a backup in Cleveland, and they didn't even have a starter because Isaiah was out.
The expectation, I thought, in Cleveland became overwhelming because Isaiah wasn't coming back, and when he did come back, he wasn't.
First of all, that should have been the perfect situation for him to play.
No, he's not a spot-up shooter. Playing with LeBron James, you got to be a good spot-up shooter.
Put it this way, Casey. Charles has been there. I've been there. Unfortunately, Derrick Rose is not the Derrick Rose of past. He's at the end of his career. He is playing on a good team, so hopefully he can
He can be a good locker room guy.
Yeah.
Because they got a very young team. He can be a good locker room guy. But listen, I like Derrick Rose, but it's over.
He averaged
This was
18
3 years
points
ago,
a game
then
last
maybe,
year.
but that was last year, kid.
Right, this is only, 365 days ago.
Yeah, a lot
That's
happened.
what I'm saying. So if he could give me 9 to 11.
Let me tell you something. A year ago, you were 52.
And I was actually fatter. And I lost some weight, so I got better.
Oh, he's 53 today.
But yesterday, a year ago.
Oh, sorry, Casey. Casey, you better quit correcting me. Listen, we all love Derrick Rose, but
you don't think he can get 8 to 10 points a game off the bench?
Hopefully he can.
That's all they need.
Hopefully he can.
But they don't have a guy on that team that does that now consistently.
Actually, the kid Tyus Jones is actually.
No, he's going to be a better player, but I think right now for the playoff push, I would go with Derrick.
Well,
We saw last night on the Celtics side, another huge game for DeRozan. Raptors keep getting wins. I know it's the regular season, not the postseason where we look at Lowry and company. Should the Celtics, they get Kyrie back tonight, Shaq, should they be worried, concerned about Toronto right now or not?
I don't think they should be worried. The Celtics play similar style basketball. They move the basketball. They play well. Listen, Toronto has the best record in the East. A lot of people love them, but they don't have enough experience for me. When I say experience, I mean moving on in the playoffs. For the last, I've been here a long time, and every time we watch Toronto, one of their superstar players kind of disappears. If they can get over the hump, then I believe Toronto can.
Well, and Shaq, I respectfully disagree. The Toronto Raptors are going to win the Eastern Conference.
Okay.
You said that last year, Chuck.
They can win the Eastern Conference.
They're better. They're better. No,
they're
they're going to win the Eastern Conference.
And go to the finals.
They're going to the finals.
Okay.
I think what they're doing up in Toronto, they really improved their bench. DeMar DeRozan is the most underrated great player in the NBA. Nobody ever mentions this kid when we talk about great players in the NBA. He has taken his game to another level. They have arguably one of the best benches in the NBA. And the only team can beat them is Cleveland because LeBron, you got to beat LeBron 4 times in a week. I'm not even counting the Celtics. They're not in that conversation. The Raptors and the Cavs are the 2 best teams in the East, but I'm going with the Raptors. I'm on the Dwayne Casey, DeMar DeRozan bandwagon.
But you know what? You know I can tell you fully don't like the Raptors because you said all that and you didn't mention Kyle Lowry's name once. You didn't mention his name once. You talked about the bench, you talked about DeRozan, but I could tell by that statement that you're not fully with Toronto. Well, he's a missing key. If he disappears in the playoff like he's been doing,
100% agree. Kyle Lowry has to pick it up because DeMar's going to do his thing. Kyle Lowry has to play well. But I think what they've done, going out, getting Van Fleet and that bench, those young guys are starting to grow.
I like Toronto. I want them to do it.
I'm telling you, but I think Toronto is the best team in the Eastern Conference.
Kenny, they've had Van Vliet on the floor late in the 4th. Last night they did it again. He hit the big shot. Do you in the playoffs look for him to be out there with Lowry and DeRozan late in the 4th? Does that help them?
I mean, everything that everyone said is correct. But the thing is, I will lean towards Shaq, is we haven't seen it done on the big stage. We've only seen it done for the 82 games. And the 82 games, they've looked like terrors before. So now you're in a position of saying, now you have to do it when
those lights come on.
Famous line that I always steal from Walt Frazier back in the day. The regular season, you make your name. And the playoffs is when you make your fame. And we want to see if these guys can become famous because they can have nice names. But
let me tell you something. That's a fair criticism. But I'm riding with those Toronto Raptors. My favorite city in the